You don't need a package to be a successful beekeeper, and today we're going to tell you why. Good afternoon, beekeepers and bee enthusiasts. How you doing? It's another great day at the farm, and it is beautiful weather outside. It's nice and clear. You know, a few clouds in the sky. It's about 70 degrees. It's just a beautiful day today. The bees are kind of getting out, getting ready for the bloom. And we thought we'd come at you with another video today. And of course, today we'll be talking about ditching the packages and switching to swarms. So, you know, traditional beekeeping tells us these days, hey, the way to get started is you order you a nice little box of bees with a queen on the inside, you dump them into a hive, and you're good to go, no problems whatsoever. But unfortunately, these packages can have some pretty big issues. So today we'll be talking all about it. It's going to be a great video, and without further ado, let's break right into it. So I was inspired to make this video when I went on YouTube and I was just searching basic tips for beekeeping. And I saw a YouTuber basically telling their viewers, hey, you know, to get started in beekeeping, you need to get you a package of bees. And if you don't know what a package is, it is a box of bees. It's about 3 pounds of bees and a queen bee. And the YouTuber told their viewers, you know, you take that package and you dump it into a hive, and then you get them set, you're good to go. You know, some people might say you get a nucleus hive, which is similar to a package, but it's a box of bees and it's got frames with brood and a little bit of honey on the inside. And they say to put those frames in the box. And that's what they tell their viewers. And you know, I don't really blame this YouTuber, because in a lot of advice for beekeeping these days and a lot of tips and tricks, a lot of literature out there tells us if we're getting started in beekeeping, we need to get a package of bees and then we just put them in a hive, good to go, no big deal, no problem, easy as that. But unfortunately, there are some big issues with packages of bees and nucleus hives, and we're going to talk about it today. So the big thing I want to talk about for why I think the biggest issue is with packages and nucleus hives is, of course, climate. So we all know that where we live, we have our own climate. We have certain types of flowers. We have a certain amount of rainfall. You know, we have an average temperature. We have all that stuff, and climate will vary very differently based off location. So, you know, in one place it could have a certain climate, and then, you know, 50 miles down the road it could be completely different. Where I live in Sparta, North Carolina, which is about 25 minutes from here in Trap Hill, it's about 8 degrees cooler up in Sparta. So the climate varies in 8 degrees from just a 25-minute drive. And you're probably saying, okay, Wes, what's the big deal? Like, a little bit different climate, it's not, you know, whatever. Well, the problem with this is queens, based off their genetics, will have certain laying patterns based off the climate they live in. So for example, a queen in Alabama, she will lay eggs, you know, very early on in the season because it gets warm early on. Their winter definitely goes down a lot sooner than, say, up here in North Carolina. And if you were to take a queen in a colony from Alabama and move it to North Carolina, then that queen would start laying eggs early on in the season, where in North Carolina, there could still be frost, there could still be freezing temperatures, and it could be a big issue. And because of this, a lot of bees, when they are moved from one location to a very far distance to another location, they will fail. And when we started beekeeping in 2011, we bought about 10 packages, and they're about $200 each. So that was about $2,000 worth of bees. You know, we got them in packages, we put them in the hives. You know, we did exactly like we were told. And during the season, about half of them died, and then over the winter, the rest of them died. So we lost, you know, $2,000 worth of bees in a single year. And that is an issue that many beekeepers will run into that are installing their bees with packages. So if you bring bees from a far distance, and these packages, they don't come from next door or wherever you buy them from. I mean, they generally can come from a state, 2 states away in the USA. I mean, hundreds of miles away. And the bees just are not acclimated to wherever you're bringing them. So if you move bees from a far distance and put them in your area, they have a very high failure rate. And, you know, if you could buy packages for free, then maybe it wouldn't be such a big deal. But when you're spending $200 a package and you're seeing 50% failure rate, if not more, then it's going to hurt your wallet really fast, and you're going to start to feel it before too long. And you know, it's sad because a lot of beekeepers, when they start, they will basically say, hey, you know, I did exactly what I was told. I put my package in, you know, I put my nucleus hive in, and I followed all the advice, and my bees died. And so obviously that's a problem with me, the beekeeper, because my bees didn't survive. And really, if they would just switch a little bit of their technique, then they would find a lot more success. So that is the issue. That is the main issue with the packages. You know, the climate can be a very big issue. The cost is definitely a big issue, and you know, some places it's going to cost you more than $200 with inflation going up and all that stuff. You know, you're going to spend a lot of money on those packages of bees, and it's going to hurt whenever you see a lot of those bees fail. So of course the alternative is to have local bees, and we're going to talk about that right now. So what's the alternative to buying packages and nucleus hives? I mean, you're probably saying, hey Wes, okay, maybe I don't want a package or a nucleus hive, but I can't grow bees out of the ground. Like, where am I going to acquire some bees? Like, how am I supposed to get bees? Well, of course, you know, if you're familiar with our YouTube channel, you would know that we would tell you you need to catch swarms, okay? And the reason why we tell you to catch swarms is because the biggest benefit of a swarm of honeybees is they are local, okay? So remember, earlier I told you that it's not good to move bees from one location to a far off distance because they're not used to the climate. Well, local bees, if you catch local bees, if you can catch a swarm, then you are getting bees that are used to your climate, they're used to your bloom, they're used to the temperature, they're used to the rainfall, you know, they're used to all that stuff because they've lived in your area and they're acclimated to it. So, you know, catching swarms is not a complicated thing. I mean, you can basically take a hive body, you can take a Langstroth deep or a Land's swarm trap, and you can put them in a tree or anywhere, and as long as you bait them correctly, then it's very easy to catch bees. Now, we've got all kinds of videos to tell you how to bait swarm traps and all that stuff, so we're not going to dive too big into that. But you know, if you can catch you some local bees, you will be far better off, and you will find a lot more success. And you know what the great thing about local bees is they're absolutely free. You know, you build you a swarm trap and you put it up in a tree. I mean, you got to pay for the swarm trap, but every year you can use it. And if you don't catch bees, you don't lose any money. And guess what? If you do catch bees and they don't survive, you still don't lose money because you found them, you know, you were able to catch them, and it's just a lot better for your wallet, and it's you'll find a lot more success with it as a beekeeper. You know, we really struggled as beekeepers in our first 5 years, you know, back from 2011 to like 2016. We were using packages, we were doing all the advice out there as far as traditional beekeeping goes, and we were finding failure every year. And I mean, we really had multiple years where all of our colonies died, and we tried again and again and again and again, and it just didn't work. It got to the point where we gave up beekeeping. We were tired of it. And it wasn't until 2019 when we found Dr. Leo Sharashkin, and we found Federal Zootin's Keeping Bees with a Smile, all that stuff, that we found natural beekeeping, and we found out that local bees are the best bees to get. So we started catching swarms, and we would catch the bees, and they would move in. You know, they're free bees. You know, they're out there, and you know, after that, it was really easy. And then we finally started seeing success. And now, since 2019, our apiary has always been growing, and we've been getting more and more bees. And it's just been way simplified, a lot cheaper on our wallets. You know, it's just been a lot better. Now, if some of you would say, well, Wes, what if I can't catch swarms where I'm located? Then I would tell you that honeybees are located in most parts of the U.S., very large portions of it. And basically, if you've got wooded area, then you've got a very high chance of catching some bees. And then all you got to do is put up a swarm hive or a swarm trap and you're good to go. And if you say, well, I've tried, I can't catch any bees no matter what, then I would tell you to keep trying, because if you have tried for a long time and you just can't catch any bees and there's just nothing coming, then maybe your area is not good to keep bees in the first place. I mean, that's the unfortunate truth about it. But, you know, like I said, in most locations you can catch bees in the USA. It just takes patience. Give the bees some patience, let them move in, and when you catch that first swarm and you see bees coming in and out of that swarm trap, you're going to be so happy about it, and you're going to be like, wow, I just saved a bunch of money. And it's just, I will never go back to using packages or nucleus hives or anything like that, because I want local bees. I want bees that are in this area, that are used to this area, because I know they have the highest chance of survival, and they're just going to be the most successful. So we hope you enjoyed this video. Go out there, catch you a swarm, ditch the packages, get rid of that stuff. You know, swarms are going to be a lot better for you, and they're going to give you a lot more success. So hope you enjoyed this video, and until next time, we'll see you soon.